Is it worth creating a mini urban food forest in your garden? What are the benefits? Is it for you? Will it be hard to manage? Is it possible? And should you do it or consider doing it into the future? Now, you can do this with containers and things like that, but what we want to do today is talk about plants that we're putting in the soil. Now, you could start from anywhere from 3 to 6 trees, being in a small space, and then scale out from there. I've got a bit of a bigger space than usual and very blessed with that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you to the beginning of my food forest and talk about the 1, 2, 3 method, 1, 2, 3 method, that'll help you with your small space. So stay tuned, make sure you keep watching, because this is really going to help you in so many ways. And you're going to go, hey Marty, I've got no more pests anymore. I've got hardly any disease, and I'm really enjoying seeing the birds and the different animals around, and wow, it's just amazing. So the 1, 2, 3 method, which they teach in permaculture, is very simple. You start off at the bottom floor. Then you have what you call your mid canopy, which is around the midway of your plants. Then you have your high canopy, such as this guy here, which is the mulberry tree. Mulberries are very fast growing, so it's one of the ones that I would, and you know, grows in temperate areas, subtropical, tropical, great tree. You can use the branches for all different types of things like tomato stakes and building things. You can eat the leaves, and they're a great support structure for other plants to grow up as well at the same speed. Now we have a choco here growing here from the bottom. So this was planted last year, the choco, and it spilled all over the fence and went into the neighbour's yard. But this year I've just left it on its own, and it's decided to grow up, this mulberry tree. Now the mulberry tree is a very fast growing tree, and as I said, it produces a lot of food, and it's going to keep going right up, and it's going to hang down in the what we call a mid canopy plant. So it's going to be using that space to provide food. So here I've got 2 lots of food all growing in the one space, and underneath, which I haven't done yet, which we plan to do, we've got something that looks like a ginger, but it's not, and can handle lower light. And so we're going to put gingers down under here and have another food source. We might even put some strawberries or something like that in summer and let them sort of spill around, and some herbs and things. We haven't got to that stage yet, but we've also got a moringa plant here, which is a great growing plant, and you can grow this in temperate areas if you don't have frost. And if you've got a pot, like I've got that one in a pot which needs to go in the ground, you can move it and hide it somewhere. It'll die back in the winter, mine do, and then come back once things start warming up. So if you're growing in an area where it's a bit cooler, grow it in a pot and then move it somewhere where it stays warm through the winter, and then just bring it back out again. A nice big container, and so you can get harvests on it every year. This is about 25 litres, I believe. Maybe, yeah, about 20 litres. And I could go something bigger than that, I believe. Now I've got a lily pilly growing here in the next spot, and this is Syzygium resiliens, the lily pilly, and it produces a little pink fruit, and it's really quite delicious. It's sort of in between a texture of an apple and I wouldn't say a clove, it's clove shaped, but it's got like a bit of an appley sort of texture, and I really quite like it. The birds like it as well, and it's a great place for habitat for the insects and different things to hang out. And it spreads out really quite well, and it covers sort of the land there. And so that's really cool. And it means that you're not going to get too many weeds and things underneath. And I'm providing habitat underneath the plant in the ground area where there's not too much sun hitting in there, which means that the mycorrhizae, the fungi, all those things are going to stay moist in there. And that's going to be an area where it traps that and allows it to breed and move out. Now, I've got something that's been spreading around all on its own, and it's a betel leaf. You can see it under here. It's just one plant, and it's the understory plant, and it's a beautiful eating plant. Right through Southeast Asia, they eat this, and you use this little leaf as a wrap. It will spread like a strawberry all over the ground over here, and will eventually cover the ground and not create sort of a ground cover, but another space where we can come in and grab food. highly nutritious food as well, and that will just grow on its own in a subtropical to tropical region, no problem. In temperate areas, I'd recommend having it in a pot and then moving it again to another spot. What I'd say is, if you are in temperate area, grow it. Make sure you grow it. It is an amazing plant, and you'll only have to look after it once. You just keep feeding it if it's in a container, and it will keep going. Now, what I've done here, I want to show you an example here. A lot of people have been following my content. This is a bale garden here, and it looks like a chaos garden because it sort of is in a way, and it's connected right near the food forest. Now, how does that help me? Well, it helps me in a way where the birds and the insects and different things, so predatory insects such as like assassin bugs, so look them up online so you know what they look like, and also you've got lady beetles, so they will feed on, so we're talking about predators that like to eat meat, right? And then you've got the praying mantis. They will eat a bit of everything, but they're a great one to have around. And there are more, but once you start to understand these animals and they've got food to feed on, they will protect your garden. And this guy, look at that. Not a pest in there, not even a bite out of any of the leaves. It's just absolutely amazing how healthy this system is. And the peas, wow, we're gonna have peas soon. That is so cool. So the garden, the food forest, is planted right next to the garden bed. Now, generally what you have is you have it placed in a spot where it stops the cool breezes, and you're creating a mini ecosystem. When you create the mini ecosystem, what you're doing is you're blocking any cold winds, things like that. And I've got mine built straight, but generally you'll build them like a curve, like a cup sort of thing. And that's what they teach a lot in permaculture, is creating that sort of round cup and then putting your garden bed in the center. So if you're thinking about designing a food forest, and you can do it like that, then do it like that. Because what's going to happen is when you're planting the food forest as well, as we walk through mine, and it's really cool, the microbes and fungi and everything is moving out into your new veggie garden, which I recommend like a no-dig system if you can. If not, if you've just got raised beds, it doesn't matter. I've got raised beds over there, and these creatures are coming out, little animals and birds and things. I saw a bird come out and just grab a mouse the other day because I had a structure for it to sit and hunt and look at. I've got kookaburras coming in here, all different types of stuff as we move in to another part of my food forest. And as I said, I've got a bit more space than usual, but you only really need to have between starting at 3 to 6 trees. And if you've only got a smaller space, what you can build is build above the tree or around the tree somewhere, put up some type of structure, some type of support for the birds to come and land on and come down and hunt and grab things. They will hang on the edge of it, then they will look for the little worms and things and grab stuff. So you want to make them comfortable, and so they feel like this is their home, and they will come back and they will hang out and create a lot of habit to be in that space. So let's get into it again. I'll just show you the betel leaf that I've put around in the other part of the food forest. Look at that. That started from one plant, and look how massive that is now. And each plant, so there's lots of plants here now, will produce around about 8 to 10 plants more. So by a few years, this whole thing, this whole area would be covered if I wanted it to. So what we got to do in the beginning is we need to understand that we need to train these plants. We need to plant them accordingly. We need to understand that method, that 1, 2, 3 method of planting an understory, a mid-story, and an upper story. But first we got to plant our upper story because we want to have structure and support and shade for the rest of our plants. And as you can see here, I've got raised beds over at the side and then extended onto my food forest to the edge with the chicken run running right through the middle. Now that's a whole other video. And then we've got the bale garden here. And so if we go back to here, we go 1, 2, 3 garden beds, which is absolutely brilliant. All right, I'm pretty sure I've given you a lot of food for thought and understand. Now remember, if you can build it in like a U shape, even better. If you can't, just build it down the side of the fence. Use it to create a canopy. So get your plants in first, then you can plant your understory, then you can get your mid-story going. And within about 2 or 3 years, you're gonna have food coming out of your food forest. You can even mix in a few fruit trees and things like that, which I highly recommend. I haven't done that yet because I've got fruit trees in the middle, but I do recommend that you do that, and I'm gonna be doing that. Now, I'm also looking at building a little mini food forest behind my victory garden, and that's gonna be the protector area for that garden. And I'm really excited about that, guys. All right, please give us a big thumbs up if you like the video, you got some value from it, you're enjoying the content, and we'll see you at the next video real soon. There's another video around here somewhere, you'll see it. I'm putting courses and all different types of stuff out at the moment for free. If you see that on a tab there, check it out. Lots of cool stuff here on the channel for free. Have a great day, happy gardening, and we'll see you at the next video real soon. Bye for now.